Hello everyone. My name is Sutnga, Assistant Professor in Institute of Pharmacy at Sam Don Bosco University. My topic today for this online course is about tablet. So let's come to the introductions. Pharmaceutical tablets are a dosage form, a solid dosage form containing one or more drugs with or without the addition of excipients. So pharmaceutical tablets can be made with one or more drugs with and without the addition of excipients. So these excipients can be additive or excipient itself, which is mainly incorporated to enhance the physical appearance, stability, disintegrations, or break up of tablet after administration. So now, according to the Indian Pharmacopoeia, pharmaceutical tablets, flats or biconvex, these manufactures by compressing drugs or a mixture of rocks with or without a suitable excipients. Now come to the ideal characteristics of tablets. There are so many ideal characteristics of a tablet that can be seen here. So the objective of the design and manufacturers of compressed tablet is to deliver orally the correct amount of drugs in the proper form or at or over the proper times in the desired locations and to have it chemical integrity protective. You can see in point number one. The ideal characteristic of it should be an elegant product free from a defect. It should have strength to withstand the harshness of mechanical shocks that can be encountered in productions, packaging, shipping, etc. It must be able to release the medicinal agents in the body in the predictable and reproducible manners. It must be uniform in weight and drug content, shape, and size of the tablets influence the passings of the products through the GIT. Tablets should be physically and chemically stable so that no alternation of active ingredients with times. Next, come to the advantages of tablets. The advantages of tablets: they are cheapest in oral dosage form. They are easy to handle. They are convenient to administer and offer increases dose precisions. They have the best combined properties of a chemical, mechanical, microbiological stabilities of all the oral form. Greatest ease of swallowing, less shelf storage space, suitable for the large scale production, then unpleasant and then bitter taste when formulating the taste can be masked with different excipients suitable. Next comes to the disadvantage of the tablets. Some of the drugs, due to the high amorphous natures and low densities, are difficult to compress. Chances of a loss of the ingredients of the tablets during the manufacturing because of the involvement of several units of operations. Then the drugs with the poor wetting properties and slow dissolution rates, they are difficult to dispense in the form of the tablets. And then the drugs with obstacle odors and bitter taste substances need a special treatment for compressions. This can increase this can increase the cost of productions because of this reason. So bioavailability problems may arise due to the slow integrations, disintegrations, and slow dissolutions. Then some drugs can cause irritants effects in the GIT. Next, come to the major classifications of tablets. There are four major types of tablets. First one you can see here it is orally ingested tablet. The second one is tablets for oral cavities. Next we come to the tablets to prepare the solutions. And last but not least, tablets given through others would also are present. So what are those measures of the tablets? Majority of the tablets are ingested orally. These tablets are swallowed intact along with sufficient quantity of water. The first one you can see here it is compressed tablets prepared by the compressions of powders, crystallines or granulous materials. by the applications of high pressure using punch and dies. They do not contain any special coating and they're having a rapid disintegration occurs which release the drugs rapidly. Then also we have multi-compressed tablets composed of a two and three layers prepared by introducing the file materials to more than one compression cycle, and then multiple compression is done in the case where the ingredients are physically or chemically incompatible or when the prolonged action is required. They are further classified into three, that is compressions, coated tablets, layers, tablets, inlays, tablets. Next, we have compressions coated tablets, which consists of part two. Internal coat, the tablets, the surrounding coat. These tablets are prepared by filling coat materials to half. Then the core tablet is mechanically transferred again. Remaining space is filled with the coat materials, and finally compression force is applied. Next, we have like another types of multi compressions tablet, that is inlay tablets. Tablet's core is not completely surrounded by the coated top surface is completely exposed, and then the prepared by filling the dies with the coating materials and mechanically placing the core in the die. The compression, the compressed, then coated is displaced to form at the side. Next, we have multi-compression tablet, that is layers tablet, consisting of two or three ingredients in layers. Prefer when two or more ingredients to have to be administered simultaneously. Here we can see the different diagram that we it is represent the compressions coated tablets, the layers tablets, as well as the inlays tablet. Next, we have the enteric tablets, formulated to prevent the drugs released in the stomach. Such an enteric coated is preferred when the drugs get inactivated or destroyed by gastric speech, or when the drugs is irritating to the gastric mucosa. Then the enteric coated is insoluble in the acidic pH, soluble in the alkaline pH. Such tablets are also meant for delays release. Then we have the enteric coating materials, polymers like cellulose acetate, phthalate, hydroxy propyl methyl cellulose. These are the coating materials that can be coated for the tablets. Next, we have the sugar coated tablets. Contain concentrated sugar solution coating used to improve the patient's compliance, to increase the physical appearance, mask unpleasant taste, increase the stabilities, or modify the release of the drugs. Here we can see the diagrams of enteric-coated drugs do not dissolve in acidic stomachs, and also the enteric-coated drugs readily dissolve in the alkaline pH of the small intestines. Next, we have the film-coated tablets. These are the tablets coated with thin layers of polymers materials or a mixtures of a polymer materials. The coated The coating is designed to break the core tablets at the desired locations in the GIT. Film coated also protects the tablet from atmospheric effect. And also we have here chewable tablets. These tablets are chewed prior to swallowing, useful for children or adults who have difficulty in the swallowing in the intact tablets. Such substances like mannitol, dextrose are used in the preparations of this type of active along with the active ingredient. This type of tablet along with the active ingredients. These tablets do not require any disintegrating agents. They should be also have acceptable taste and flavors. Now you can see the different types of tablets for oral connectivity. The first one is the buccal and the sublingual tablets, dental cone, lozenges, and trusses. Oral cavities includes, we can say, lips, cheeks, teeth, gums, floors of the mouth, bony roof of the mouth, and the two-thirds of the tongue. You can see here in the diagram. Next, we have the buccal and the sublingual tablet. Small and a flat oval tablet is present. Sublingual administration, placing drugs under the tongues to dissolve and absorb into the blood. So this sublingual can place just under the tongue. Next, we have a buccal administration that is just within the gum. The drugs will be placing between the gum and the cheek, dissolve and absorb into the blood. Next, we have lozenge and the troches. This is a dish shape with the medicinal agents incorporates in flavors, hard candy or sugar base, intended to be dissolved slowly in the oral cavity. You can see here in the diagram there are different example of a buccal tablets, sublingual tablets, and a dental cool. And then how we will place just uh, below the tongue for the sublingual and the buccal just above the cheek and the gum and the dental. Tablet can also be given in other routes. That is, first one it is the implantation tablets. The other one is vaginal tablets. What are these implant? Long-acting steroid tablets, which are designed to provide continuous release of drugs for months or years, placed under the skins or inserted subcutaneously by means of the minor surgical operations. So these implants must be sterile, packed individually in sterile conditions, contain reeds controlling excipients, mainly employed to administer hormone. Next, we have the vaginal tablets. It is an uncoated bullet shape or oval tablets. They are designed to dissolve slowly in the vaginal cavity, used to release medicament to provide a local pharmacological effect or and for systemic absorption. Next, we have the tablets which to prepare solutions. So first one is effervescent tablet. The second one is hypodermic tablets. Third one is tablet for triturates or molded tablets. The fourth one, this is dispensing tablet. We have a effervescent tablet, which is uncoated tablets that coated the following active ingredients: organic acid, that is tartaric acid, sodium bicarbonate. When dropped into waters, these type of tablets react with waters, releasing carbon dioxide, producing effervescence, leading to the disintegrations. Next, we have dispensing tablet. This is contain a large amount of high potent activity, active pharmacological ingredients. They should be added to the giving volumes of waters, and then the great care should be taken in packaging and labeling. These tablets are readily dispensed into the liquid. Next, we have the hypodermic tablet, soft, readily soluble tablets. Tablets composed with drugs that are water soluble and they are dissolved in sterile waters or waters for injection and administered via the parenteral routes. And also we have another type of tablet that is tablet for triturate. This is a small cylindrical molded or compressed tablets. They usually contain a potent drugs which mix with excipients like lactose, sucrose, or any other suitable diluents prepared for the special mode. You can see here the some of the example of the effervescent tablets, then the hypodermic tablets, then the mold for tablet triturates. Now let's come to the next topic that is excipients. Pharmaceutical excipients are the substances that are pharmacologically active drugs or prodrugs which are included in the manufacturing process or contained in the finished pharmaceutical dosage form. What are the function of these excipients? They help the drugs to exert in actions at required locations. Also, it keeps the drugs from being released early, and then also some may help in protecting the product stability, taste better, looks better, improve patient's compliance, and also to breaks into a smaller pieces. Here there are different types of excipients. We have here the preservative, the diluents, the binder, the duplicant, disintegrants, colorants, flavors, sweetness, glidants, anti-adhesive, absorbents, retardants, dissolution enhancer, buffer, antioxidants, chelating agent. Let us see one by one all these excipients. The diluents, also known as fillers or bulking agents, used for making of a required bulk for the tablets. Mostly used when dose of the drugs is too small to formulate as tablets. If the dose is high, then bulky agents are avoided. Next, we have the properties of the ideal diluents. Physiologically inert, non-toxic, physically and chemically stable, easily available, free from microbial contamination, and does not affect the biology of the drugs, bioavailability of the drugs. The diluents can be also the following types. That is the lactose, the spray-dried lactose, mannitol, dextrose, starch, sorbitol, sucrose, and microcrystalline cellulose. What are these lactose? Lactose are most widely used diluents available in the hydrous and the anhydrous form. Prefer because of the pleasant taste, readily dissolve in waters, low cost, and less in disintegrant times. One disadvantage is that it undergoes discolorations when contact with amine drugs. Next, we have the spray dry lactose. Can be used for the direct compressions due to the cohesive natures and good flow properties in presence of the moistures that may undergo darkening. Mannitals also have we have it is widely used for as a diluent in chewable tablets. It is non-hygroscopic, non-carcinogenic, but mannitol is expensive. Next, we have the dextrose, which is available in the hydrous and anhydrous form. When combined in a certain amount of its spray dry lactose, darkening of spray dry lactose can be avoided. Next, we have starch, very occasionally used diluents for tablet manufacturing. USP grade of starch can be used due to the free-flowing natures and direct compressions. Next, we have the sucrose, which is suitable for direct compressions. Next, we have microcrystalline cellulose. Two main grades are available, but they are expensive, so use in a combination with other diluents. Then another type of diluents we have is binder, one of the most important excipients in tablet formulations, also called as adhesive. When mixed with powders, they are used to produce granules, enhance the free-flowing capacities of granules of the desired size and hardness. It can be selected, so the selection of the binders can be selected depend on the types of the tablets. For example, lozenges require more amount of binder, whereas tablets less require less. So the example of the binders it can be the following. That is a gum acacia, tragagan, starch base, sucrose solutions, polyvinyl pyrrolidine, gelatins, cellulose derivative, HPMC, HEC. And then we have a gum acacia tragans used alone in a concentration of 10 to 25% or in combinations. We have a gelatin should be prepared fresh, added in a warm conditions to avoid solidifications. We have a starch base. It is prepared by dispensing starch into the cold, purified waters, warming the mixtures by continuous stirring until the translucent base is formed. Next, we have sucrose solutions, which is used as a wet binder, which is cheap, produces hard but brittle granules. And then also a major disadvantage of this sucrose solution is the susceptibility to microbial contaminations. We have a PVP, that is polyvinyl pyrrolidine, used in aqueous or alcoholic solutions, suitable for moisture-sensitive drugs. And also we have cellulose derivative natural polymers as a binder. Next, we have lubricants are intended to reduce the frictions between the wall of the tablets and the wall of the dice cavity during the injections of the tablets. Concentrations and times of mixing of lubricants should be optimized. If the concentration is more, mechanical strength of the tablet is reduced. So we have two types of lubricants, soluble lubricants and also we have insoluble lubricants. So what is this insoluble lubricants? Act as act by intercrossing the intermediate layers between the tablet's materials and the dye cavity. Such lubricants are intended to act on the surface or on the tablet's coating surface, so at in the last stage before compression. Example: calcium or magnesium stearate, light minerals, oil, and paraffin, etc. Optimum concentration is 1 is to 4% only. So we have a soluble lubricants not effective as an insoluble lubricant. Example: we have adipic acid, magnesium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, polyethylene glycol 4000, 6000, and 8000. Next, we have disintegrants intended to break up a tablet to smaller pieces upon administration when it comes in contact with the pass-through intestinal tract. Tablet ingestion is important for the further dissolution of the drugs and attaining the drugs by this. Mainly used disintegrants, starch, cellulose, and cellulose derivatives. Starch is mainly used due to its cheaper cost, ease of availability, and compatibility with the drugs. Optimum concentration that is 5 to 20%. Mechanisms of disintegrations. Water uptakes through the pores, act by spilling of disintegrants, act by producing cast and enzymatic action. What is this water optics through pores? Water optics through the pores due to the capillary actions lead to the disintegrant. Hence, the hydrophobicity can be identified for disintegrant using this mechanism. Maintenance of the porous structures of the drugs is also an important factor. Example, starch and microcrystalline cellulose. Next, we have the swelling of disintegrants. One general problem of such integrant is the thickness or formings of gelatinous mass on contact with waters. Example, acacia and tragacan. Optimized concentration should be used, otherwise it may lead to the sticking of the powders. Next, we have disintegrants that work due to the porous structures by swelling are called as super disintegrants. We have an example: sodium starch glycolate, sodium glycine carbonate, insoluble cationics, and exchange resin. Next, we have act by producing gas. Used when extra rapid distribution is required. Mainly disadvantage is its stability when in contact with a slight excess of moisture, it can be initiate the reaction. Stringent control on the environment is required for such types of disintegrants. The enzymatic action mechanisms are included to act in the presence of the waters, that is, amylase. We have another additive, that is flavors and sweeteners. Flavors and sweeteners are added in formulation to mask the unpleasant taste, added in the concentration 0.001 to 0.1%. And then it dissolved in organic solvents, and then the solution is sprayed on the granules just before the step of compressions. Natural sweeteners: sugar, mannitose, lactose, and sucrose are the example of natural sweeteners. We also have artificial sweeteners, that is saccharins, cyclamates, aspartames. Next, we have the colorants. This is another additive. It's additive to the preparation. It's added to the preparation to make the tablets more aesthetics. Also used to identify the product. All colorants used should be approved and certified by the Food and Drugs Administration. Then the colors of the are available in two forms, that is lead and dyes. Example: Asians Y, sunset yellow FCF, yellow orange, blue green burnt sugar. We have anti-adhesive, prevents stickings of the tablets materials to the face of the punch or onto the dye's cavity. Also, all lubricants can be used as anti-additive. Example for waters water soluble lubricant. Example: tal, magnesium stearate, colloidal silica. Another ingredients we have
that is clearance. Use facilities or promote the flow of granules from the hoppers to the die cavity by reducing the friction between the particles whenever this particles is present in the hopper. Example, tal. And then optimum concentrations should be 4 to 5%. Next, we have absorbent, usually agents that can retain large quantities of a liquid. Example, anhydrous, calcium phosphate, magnesium carbonate guanines, and then buffer. Added to maintain a required pH. Example, sodium bicarbonate, citrate, etc. Antioxidant added to protect the drugs from oxidations. Antioxidants undergoes oxidations instead of the drugs. Then example, ascorbic acid, sodium bisulfite. We also have another additive that is chelating agent. Tend to form complex with a trace amount of heavy metals ion that can be initiates oxidations by the thiocalcitic activities. Example ETDA and as well as citric acids. We also have preservative to prevent the growth of the microorganisms that can be lead to the contaminations. For example, parabens like methyl paraben, propyl parabens. These are the preservative. We have also dissolution enhancer, alter the molecular force between the ingredients to enhance the dissolution process, leading to the faster therapeutic action. Example, surfactant. Next, we have dissolution retardants, incorporated into the tablets that are intended for control or delay the release. Example, we have waxy materials like stearic acids and their ester. Next, another topic is we have that is tablet granulations. What is this tablet granulation? It is a process in which small powder particles adhere together or stick together by forming a bonds between them, resulting in formations of a large aggregates called granules. The bonds are formed either by compressions or by using the binding agent. Next, we have the importance of the tablets granulations. Even though powders are present, granules are prepared due to the following reason. Why this is done? Because to avoid the particles separations in powders due to their different size, shapes, and density, and then enhance the flow properties. Higher flow abilities give a better fillings of dyes or containers, and then granules have a higher porosity, improve compressibility of powders. Materials that are hygroscopic may adhere and form cakes if stored as a powders. So, granulation of a toxic materials will reduce the hazard of degeneration of toxic dust which may be arise due to the handling of powders. So what are the different methods of granulations? Granules are used in the manufacturing of tablets and pellets. Granulation methods, that is the direct compressions, wet granulations, and dry granulations. So we have the direct compressions. Direct compression is a dry process where powder materials is compressed directly into the tablet without the physical natures of the powders being modified. It is directly compressed. So you can see in the following step that is first we need to weigh and grind the ingredients, active ingredients and excipients. Mixings of active ingredients with powders, excipients including lubricants and clearance. Next we have the compressions of mixtures, mix the powders into the tablets. Diluents, spray drying, lactose mannitals. This ingredient is contained tal. For lubricants, magnesium stearate, clearance will contains tal colloidal silica. You can see in this diagram that is directly will compress. The advantages of this direct compression is fewer process steps, less equipment, less expensive, no involvement of moisture and heat, faster dissolution rate, chances of transfer loss, and lesser equipment contaminations. So what are the disadvantages of these direct compressions? Selection of excipients is highly restricted due to less inherent binding properties in most of the excipients. They have a low dose of drugs will not be uniformly mixed. Excipients for direct compressions are expensive and they also have the problems of interactions with drug substances. Next, we come to the wet granulations. Wet or moist granulation is the most conventional, versatile, widely used technique for the manufacturers of compressed tablet. This techniques is used for the usage of liquid formed compact masses. Wet granulations involve the following steps: weight, sieve, and mix of the drug substance and excipients, excluding the drugs, including the lubricants in appropriate mixers to get the uniform mix. The dye mass is prepared from the powders you mix, usually using a binder solution. Then insufficient binder causes a poor addition, leading to the soft tablets, and then excessive binder solution yield hard tablets with a slower disintegration rate. So what should be done also? We should be also done in wet conditions. Wet granules are dry in hot air oven at 60 degrees Celsius. The drying temperature and drying times are carefully observed. Dry granules are passed through the sieve 20 to get the uniform sized granules. Appropriate amount of lubricants is mixed with granules. The remaining amount of disintegrants are also added at this stage. Then mixed granules are compressed in a single or multiple punch tablets station's tablet press fitted with appropriate punch and dies. What are the advantages and disadvantages? Produce more spherical granules, have a better flow property, that they are useful for a low compressible drugs, ensure better contents uniformities in case of a low dose drugs, improve compressibility, suitable for hydrophilic drugs. Next, we have the disadvantage. Several steps are involved: times, labors, energies, equipments, and space required for the process is more not suitable for hydrophobic, thermal wells, and moisture-sensitive materials. Water used as a solvent can be affect the drug's stability, causing hydrolysis. Drying times is longer, increased lengths of process. Here it is in the diagrams how we can use for these wet granulations. Next, we have the dry granulations. Dry or double compression is used to form granules without using a liquid solution because the product can to be granulated may be sensitive to moisture and heat. So these techniques of dry granulations of powders materials can be accomplished by two methods. First one is logging, that is formation of extra large tablets first, then broken into the granules which are again recompressed. Roller compression methods achieved by feeding powders through the set of directly posed counters rotating roller. Then these granulation should have the following steps. First, appropriate quantities of ingredients and excipients are weighed on analytical balance. Ingredients are mixed in the powders mixtures until the uniform powders is achieved. The half quantity of lubricants is added at this stage to enhance the powder flow and to prevent sticking of the powders to dye. Then mixed ingredients are compressed into a flat, large tablets called slugs. This is the pre-compressions or slugging. And then slugs are broken into the small pieces using an appropriate miller. Then mill slugs are sieved to produce uniform granules. After sieving, remaining lubricants and excipients are incorporated into the granules and mixed to form a uniform blend. Mixed uniform uh, Mixed uniforms of the granules are compressed into the tablets using the tablet press. What are the advantages of these dry granulations? Require less equipment and minimum floor space, suitable for moisture and heat sensitive materials, no alternation in the drug's morphology during the formulations, show better disintegrants as a dry binder has less adhesive effect. Then we have the disadvantages. Process generates dust which can cause cross-contamination. Separate of components may occur after mixing. Flowabilities of the powder disease. With this, come to the end of the tablets for today. Next, we'll have the next day. Thank you very much.